Hey guys, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Now, I've done a lot of questions from guys wanting to know if or how they can grow taller. And the good news is that you can for sure get taller. I've done it a few times with people, especially family members. Genetics will always play a primary role in everything, as does your hormone levels. Of course, you can't change your genetics, but you can improve your hormones and lifestyle, which can turn certain genetic factors on or off. This would be considered epigenetics. Now, I don't want to make things complicated or boring because there's lots of various hormones, enzymes and peptides and so forth, which all play a role in height. However, the main hormones are thyroid, estrogen, and growth hormone and IGF. So let me get right to it. Why are you short? Now, in boys, high estrogen levels accelerates the fusing of the bone and stops the growth plates from maturing. I'm sure you've heard, for example, short, fat, bald, and hairy to describe, certain guys. Well, the short and the fat part is from high estrogen. The bald and the hairy is from high DHT, dihydrotestosterone. And when both of these hormones are elevated, ironically, the testosterone levels drop. So that's 3 negatives back to back. So the first goal you want is to have normal or low normal levels of estrogen, definitely not high levels. Secondly, you want to have high growth hormone levels, which will cause your bones to continue to grow as long as the ends haven't fused, typically due to estrogen and, of course, older age. And lastly, you want optimal thyroid levels because your thyroid gland controls many other hormones and conversions. Optimal thyroid levels will help more growth hormone to convert to the more powerful IGF, which stands for insulin-like growth factor. So let's move on. Let's talk about how you can do it naturally. Now remember, you can't change your genetics, but the correct lifestyle will maximize or minimize your genetic potential. So the first thing you must do is get quality deep sleep every night. This is when the majority of your growth hormone is released. Most people, especially growing teenagers, just don't sleep enough. You must wake up on your own in the morning, not with an alarm clock, which means that you just haven't slept enough and you needed more sleep. Sleep also decreases stress hormones such as cortisol, which is a good thing, which is also important for growth, both muscle and bone growth. So go to bed early, around 9 to 9:30, and sleep till 6 a.m. or longer. You must get a solid 8 to 9 hours of deep sleep, especially when you're a teenager and you're still growing. Look at a baby. It's sleeping all the time. It's sleeping all day, and it's growing the most. And I'll do an entire video about getting deep, optimal sleep because it's a super important topic for overall health. So make sure you subscribe to this channel if you aren't already, so you'll be notified when that sleep video is released soon. Okay, so let's next talk about food. On average, people are taller these days than they were, a few decades ago. One reason is because they're eating more food. Because being malnourished will for sure cause a decrease in growth. However, you must eat good, healthy foods and not eat bad foods because most people are eating just junk, right? Empty calories, and thus, even though they're eating more food and more calories, they are not getting enough nutrients, which is slowing your growth. This means that you need to eat a good amount of high quality protein. The best would be grass-fed beef and bison, pasture-raised, chicken and whole eggs, and wild-caught salmon and similar foods and fish. I would limit dairy because I don't like it. I think, honestly, milk is for babies, and cow milk is for baby cows. Maybe small amounts of yogurt if you really want it. Also, make sure you stop eating that junk protein, cold cuts or prepackaged foods and fast foods. They are horrible for your health and for your growth. Also, stay away from soy proteins because they do increase estrogen and decrease thyroid production, both which will prevent you from reaching your maximal height, as we just discussed. You can add some vegetable proteins as well if you like for additional protein. The next food topic is carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrates are very important, especially for growth, because they help increase insulin levels and blood sugar, and insulin is needed for growth. Insulin plus thyroid plus growth hormone equals maximum IGF levels, which causes the most growth. In fact, mother's milk is primarily sugar and fat. So again, carbs are very important. But you must eat healthy carbohydrates, such as vegetables, fruits, white rice, yams, and legumes, for example. Stay away from the soda. The packaged foods and the chips and the donuts and the sugars and the white bread, they have no nutritional value. Besides, having elevated high blood sugar and insulin levels will cause negative hormonal changes. You want healthy blood sugar levels, not low or high. And let's not forget about fats. They are super important. Fats help produce so many important hormones needed for growth. Muscle, your brain, and bones. Unfortunately, most people either don't have enough fats in their diet or they're eating just junky, unhealthy fats. Now, good fats are things like whole eggs, monounsaturated fats such as macadamia and olive oil. Coconut and MCT oil is good. Small amounts of grass-fed butter. Nuts are also good, especially walnuts and almonds. So are avocados, flax seeds, and also fish oils. Stay away from the seed or, the so-called healthy vegetable fats such as canola or corn and sunflower, soybean, safflower, and similar oils. They cause inflammation, they're high on omega-6 fats, and they cause negative changes in your hormones. Please read the labels, all right? Eat as natural as possible, eat healthy proteins, carbs, and fats.